You're listening to Miscast Commentary.
Hey everybody, welcome to Miscast Commentary. I am Joe Findlay.
I'm Todd Tebow, the Sailor Marine.
And we are back with you for the first time in a long time.
Oh, baby, it does feel like a long time. You didn't even do the whole... I was waiting for the whole song, and you just...
No, it's the middle. For the mini
I didn't know where
episodes.
you were
It's
going.
the mini song.
You're just like, boom, let's do it, boom.
Yeah, this is how we
Boom.
do.
Okay, I like
Okay,
it.
it's all
I
good.
like it.
But we are back for the first time in 2019 doing a Coming Attractions episode. Lots to cover. We're going to start off with the sad news first because
That Avengers Endgame was a crap movie.
you're a crap movie.
That is the
No, we're
saddest
talking
news I
about
can-
real sad news. The passing of Peter Mayhew, who just found out about just prior
Yep.
to recording
I found
this.
it on the way on the bus.
Yeah, and I
was
found
looking at movie news.
I found out just as I was getting home. I had the pleasure of meeting
You did meet him.
Peter Mayhew
Oh, was he a
at
nice
Comic
guy?
Con. Very nice guy. He was a very old man. And
Yes.
it was just you
He
could
wasn't
see
even
it.
awake, was he?
He was awake-ish,
Yes.
but
Pick
it
his
was-
head up and I'll take the picture.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, okay. Oh, God.
but
He's not going to make the chewy noise. He's passed out.
it's
Like,
very
oh, for God's sakes.
it's really sad though, and
It is, actually.
The
Great actor.
well, yeah, but it was more so just like the time of year too. We're coming on up on May the 4th.
Yes.
And it was just like it couldn't have been.
I kid, but it's true for real. Like it's very soon. So
It's a sad thing, and
Yes,
I
it
mean,
is.
Star Wars is very close to my heart and all
Yep.
that stuff. So,
yeah.
I mean, very
This is
sad.
probably very bad for you, actually.
It was. I was
this is your universe.
like, I didn't shed a tear or anything, but I sat like I was kind of sat solemn in my car for a little bit, just like whoa, like because
There he
that
is.
literally,
Yep.
it literally as I grabbed my phone when I parked my car, was the first thing I saw was that, and I was just like, whoa.
Peter
like, it
Mayhew
was-
is his name.
Yes, Peter Mayhew.
Peter Mayhew. Well, rest in peace, Peter Mayhew.
Yeah,
Chewbacca rocks. You were awesome.
And yeah, thank you for being a giant
Thanks for
part of
signing-
my life.
And thanks for signing his thing.
Yes, absolutely. Well, he didn't sign it. Although I did get a signature too.
Thanks for being a
All
giant
sorts
part
of stuff
Joe's
happened.
life.
I mean, it meant a lot. It does. And, thoughts to the families and the friends, the people who actually knew him proper.
Right,
know?
exactly.
So I don't know. We move on from that. So we got so much. No, we got
We
so
haven't
much
done
more.
we haven't done one of these things in like 4 years.
And I mean, some things we've mentioned in the other episodes, but we wanted to give, because this is a more open forum, we wanted to just give a little more information, a little more rounded information. We've done a lot of work updating our website.
him.
Yeah, well, that's fine. But it's...
Thank you for saying we.
So yeah, so the website, more information on our episodes now. You can actually find our episodes in multiple ways. You can actually do a movie search, so it'll look kind of like Netflix.
Sweet.
As far as just seeing all the covers, and then you just
Can
click on the movie you
or
like.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Well, you can choose either or. And more news, more everything. You can actually see now where we're making appearances and stuff like that. That being said, I'm actually making a live appearance tonight.
Right here.
Right here. No, this is being released tomorrow. So tonight, Friday, I will be appearing on the Who Cares Anyway podcast.
I was like, are you going
live
somewhere or
on-
something? You'll be like,
yeah,
yeah, I'll be right back.
I'm a busy guy, and
right
my wife loves it.
Right on. I don't know if you meant that.
I was
or,
like,
you know,
no. I was like, oh yeah, by the way, honey, I'm doing the recording
gives her all
today,
the
and
time
I'm doing
to
a recording
fuck
tomorrow.
around. Right on.
I have given her the open option. She never seems to take it. It's fine.
I know, that's true love, bro.
I know. Other big piece of information.
You know, wait a
Oh.
minute. That means that you've broken her down to the point where she just doesn't care anymore. You've done your job like a true man.
I've made her asexual.
Wow. I made
Whatever.
a couple lesbians, but never asexual. You've done it.
Speckle that shit.
I have
don't
had a
care.
few of them genitally mutilate themselves too. Doesn't
Nice.
count though.
Does not count.
I'm like, you think this is bothering me, lady? I'm like, keep going.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'd fuck a for real building. A building.
Bill.
I don't know why that was the thing.
I like for girls to put on like Linda Blair makeup and just stab their genitals. For me.
Stab your genitals for me. Anyways, call me. And speaking of call me, we've got a phone number now.
Oh shit!
on this
Somebody,
show.
let's man in the phones. Somebody ring it up.
We actually do. We have a text message that I
Oh my
can
God.
go. It's no, don't be that excited. It's from John.
Of course it is.
Because it's always from
He gets a t-shirt. At least somebody calls. Fuck, thanks,
our
John.
dear
Fucking
friend
A.
John. We asked about thoughts about Avengers Endgame, and his response was, I think I need the Soul Stone because I seem to be the only one not crying. I'm a monster. Maybe I'm the next villain.
I think maybe I agree with you, John.
So that was, you are the next
I think
villain.
maybe we should team up
Yes.
on all these friggin' weenies. No.
But yeah, anyways, so our phone number is 269-769-3288. You can
Pick up the phone.
pick up the phone. So
Bored.
you can call it or you can text it. You can leave a message and we will play your messages on the air or read your messages on the air. And how do you know that we're telling the truth? Because we just fucking did it. That's
We just
why,
did it.
you know. We did it for somebody we
You
went to
see
high
that?
school with, and he doesn't even give a shit if we
Talk
do it.
it, walk it, man. Beep, beep, boop.
All right. Little bit of this day in history
Ooh.
kind of stuff, because I was just reading up on stuff today. So
What
this
day
is
is
as
today?
of today,
What's the
Thursday the
number?
2nd, May the 2nd.
May the 2nd.
Just in light of all of the Marvel that we've just come off of doing, today is the 11th anniversary of the release of Iron Man.
Oh.
So that's going
yeah,
on.
the old fucking #1 stunner, Tony Stark's, eh?
Also, see, this is your entire, we're going to get into it, but your entire version of the movie is that you picked somebody else over Iron
No,
Man.
pretty much.
And that's,
No. It's way more than that.
Okay,
I got a drink, but I'm not a
anyway.
corporate show. You're not going to see my beverage of choice.
Yeah. And then also Bin Laden was killed on this day, presumably by Iron Man.
Absolutely. You saw him in the desert. That's where he built his shit up.
Yeah. And then this is also the birthday of two very important people in our lives spiritually. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh,
His birthday.
Yep.
And Ellie Kemper.
Oh, sweet. You can be The Rock. I'll be Ellie Kemper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want him to hold me tight.
I think she's hot.
Make me feel okay. She is hot.
I never told my girlfriend that. Every time we're watching friggin' Kimmy Schmidt, I'm just like, man, she is beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, I'm all over that.
And Titus is gorgeous too. God, Titus should star in every movie. Titus, star as me in the Miscast Commentary Universe movie of Miscast Commentary, the universe, the movie.
That's too much.
He's gonna do it.
Deal with.
He's gonna do it.
All right. Well, that's fine.
It'll be like in the movie when Captain America passed it on to Falcon.
Yeah.
So now there will be a black Captain America.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then there'll be a black Todd because it will be Titus.
I'm fine with that too.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get right to it. We're going to go spoiler full right off the bat. Usually we...
This movie made $1.2 billion in 14 minutes.
Yeah.
There is no spoiler. Everybody in the planet saw the movie.
But did you hear Fandango said this has 85% more repeat business than even Infinity War has?
Really?
It's going to top $2 billion by the end of this weekend.
God.
So it's almost a shoe-in to be the highest grossing movie of all time.
That is pushing the budget of my birthday party.
Almost.
We never quite get there. It's always a crowdfunded, never 14 bucks, but
because you always want a clown and a magician, and I'm like, can't we just hire the clown magician? And you're like, fuck you.
Can they both just be having those attributes, but a dinosaur?
You like one of the big inflatable dinosaurs, or also
like
the physical
maybe
embodiment?
Like what's his name, Rex?
Theodore Rex.
Theodore Rex. Theodore Rex at my party.
I'm pretty sure he was just taken right off the set of Dinosaurs, like the Jim. He was like
the
one of the
background
cops.
one.
Yeah, exactly.
He was
just
like, this guy's not even good enough to be hit with the fucking frying pan.
Yeah,
like forget it.
He's not only not the mama, he's not the star of this fucking show.
Yeah, exactly.
They've been getting a lot of press lately because apparently Attorney General William Barr looks a lot like the baby.
No,
he does.
Who?
Attorney General William Barr. You'll have to just trust me at this point.
Throw up the graphic.
I don't have that graphic available.
Think of it. There. Hey.
Hey, you just pause for a sec, look it up for yourself and go, whoa, that's true. Yeah, don't kick that shit. All right, so let's talk Avengers, okay? So we've talked amongst each other very little about it, just
very
like little
quick,
thoughts. So give me your thoughts.
I'm gonna have to watch it again. Like you told me that you went and saw the movie and everybody was like guffawing and it was like the energy was like there.
Yeah.
I had the opposite. I think everybody was in the same you know, like kind of boat I was in. When the movie ended, everybody was just kind of like, what? Like, we were all just kind of like, okay, it was a good movie. I clearly expected way too much out of it. And I think that they did a lot of things completely wrong. But this is the thing with making a movie. You're not, you know, like I'm not going to say that I could write a better movie.
Yeah.
Because I can't, like, I did enjoy it, but I think there was massive faults. I thought that, obviously the first thing you would do when going back in time is getting the thing that helps you go through time. Like, why wouldn't the first thing they do is just go back in time to Pym and be like, yo, hook us up with all these things to go back through time with.
Yes.
The places they picked to go back through time were so stupid. Like, it didn't make sense. And I thought, like, if you're going to go that, like, okay, Professor Hulk sucked. Professor Hulk, sucked so bad. There was no payoff. The first thing you see in Infinity War is Thanos whooping the Hulk.
Yeah.
You're thinking maybe in this one we'll get some kind of retribution, something, like maybe a little mano-a-mano. Never happens.
No. He's barely active in the movie.
But the thing too is that, you know, things change.
Yeah.
It's a different movie. It's got different beats and different things. But still, I was like, that I was like, oh, like fuck. Okay, then like I said, like the going back through time I thought was really boring, and it was a setup so Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man can meet up with their past loved ones, which I thought was so silly.
Yeah.
I thought it should have been way more exciting. Like, if Thanos was going to find out about them earlier, and when they split up and they get where they're going, whoa, shit, we got some of the Black Orders here, and we got to do this. And the cube, I thought when the Hulk landed and the guys were standing there from the future, that Hulk was going to look over and fight Professor Hulk, and that's how he was going to get his rage back.
That would have been interesting.
And I was like, what the hell? And then the building falls. And I read that Professor Hulk is actually stronger than the other Hulk. He's the strongest iteration of the Hulk. And you're telling me that he couldn't pick that building up? It's like, fuck, man. In what universe does Ant-Man save the Hulk and everybody else? Right? I thought Professor Hulk was lame, and I thought killing Black Widow was totally dirty pool. Yeah. And I didn't think the emotionalness of it resonated at all, because it was a scene. It was trying to build a moment. It was a one-upsmanship. Yeah, it was like trying to put a moment in another moment that has already happened.
My issue with it wasn't so much that. It was the logic, because the point is you are supposed to sacrifice somebody you love, but they were constantly doing the opposite. They were constantly trying to sacrifice themselves
and they're like
for
fighting
somebody they love. So it's like almost what should have happened should have been, they could have spared her in this way. She should have fallen and jumped, and then that saved her, because she makes the sacrifice for her love, and then she gets the soul stone. Yeah. That's what I would think. But that being said, I didn't have a huge problem with it. Just that kind of speaks to their relationship. I wasn't
like teary-eyed. I wasn't.
No, I wasn't for that. But
okay, so where are we here? Say Hulk was lame.
I was on board. They found a logic to why they went back to that time, because they said they figured out 3 stones were here at one
New
time.
York, and one was here.
So
one was there.
So that makes sense. And I really, you know, it's a trope now at this point, but I really like the Back to the Future 2ism of seeing the same movie from a different angle type thing.
That was a little too much, but they could have done that at the same time as making it more exciting.
Yeah.
Like, the most exciting it got for Thor was like talking to his mom, and then like Rocket has to just go like what Natalie Portman did not notice, that this giant thing just jammed into her to suck this ether out of her. Like, what happened with that whole scene? Like,
I know.
No, we're like, okay, and then they just leave.
I know.
Oh, that's not, holy shit. Thor is clearly in the worst spot like ever. He's clearly got like PTSD. He's in the worst spot, and all they do is make fat jokes at his expense.
Yeah, I know.
Not to mention that what we're looking at is like the Marvel universe that's paying to watch this movie.
He is. Actually, there's a big thing going on right now too. They were talking about like all the fat shaming of him and stuff like that.
I understand like that he used to be like chiseled on stone, and now this is him. But the Fortnite and everything, it was kind of funny. But at the same time, I was like, are you making fun of your own fan base? Like,
I think again, I think maybe it just felt a little too pointed. I think that its intent was how the mighty have fallen.
I think that's what it was as well.
But I just think, I just think that's
too. Like, he could have just been like a drunk and all this, and like. This big old, I don't know if it was that a CG belly or was that like
I feel like it was just a fake belly.
like a prosthetic. I
Yeah.
did like the Korg and then we're sitting on the couch playing games.
Kurgan,
That was funny. I thought they were actually, there was good in all of it.
I think that, and I really like they
Drinking it.
They really force fed a lot of. It's a Pepsi. They really force fed a lot of characters into this movie, and while it seemed really heavy handed, I was on board the entire time. I'm like, oh, they got this person.
Right.
Oh yeah, this person. They would like.
And like,
I was like, it was
I felt so bad for Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Ant-Man, like all Tony Stark did was shit on Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Like the whole movie. And the only person that was nice to him was fucking Hulk when he gave him his 2 tacos.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, thanks, Hulk. Like, at least somebody's... This guy is the guy who actually came up with the plan.
Yeah.
And the whole time travel theory. And then Tony Stark, all smug, being a total prick, like usual, is just like, invert the loop.
Yeah.
I underlined, just figured out time travel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then he shows up and he's like, he turned himself into a little kid, didn't he? And I was like, yes, but we're still doing what you said that you just...
Yeah.
I thought Tony Stark was insufferable in this movie.
Oh, I disagree totally.
Oh, man. He cared more about Spider-Man than he did his own fucking girlfriend.
Yeah.
And that scene where it's like all the ladies like band together. I was like, holy Lord. I was like, you got to be joking me. Like, it was a neat moment, but like, you could have spaced them all out and had Pepper with somebody, and instead they all,
that's the problem.
At the same time, they all like roll up together.
Yeah, well, but that's the issue with having a battle that big in a movie that
Actually,
long.
I didn't think it was that big of a battle.
It was over a half hour long.
Was it?
Yeah.
It felt, you know what? Oh man, Scarlet Witch though, she almost wasted him. She
Yeah.
had him. He was panicking
and that's the thing, because you had mentioned that, and I was going to point out, I'm like, she almost did it in Infinity War when he had the thing. He was coming at her, and she was fighting him off while also
that's right.
doing the thing. So she was beating him with one hand.
He was coming for vision.
Yeah.
And she was trying to. That's right, man.
Yeah.
He panicked. I was like, holy shit.
That was awesome. It was like, that
was a cool moment.
that bummed me out, because then I'm like, oh, you didn't give her enough time.
Yeah.
But it's the problem with so many people. I don't know how you felt about it. I fanboyed out at when everybody arrived at the exact same time.
Cool.
I
was Yondu in there?
No.
Okay, I thought
he's dead.
Somebody was fucking with the thing.
There's so many people.
How come Gamora can come back then, and then
she didn't?
Widow can't?
It's the past version of her that's there now.
Oh, she didn't come through a portal. She was there because it was the past her.
Where'd she go? She's dead. Oh, where'd she go? She's missing. You don't know.
Loki is alive.
Yeah, Loki is
one. I don't care whether they showed him in that scene in the cell later on. The fact that he grabbed that cube and fucked off, he is totally alive, guaranteed.
I guarantee you that's going to be his spin-off for the Disney Plus. Is going to be, he's escaped now. What is he going to do?
I agree.
Thing.
I love that moment. That moment was cool. I was like, oh shit! Like,
I was like, whoa!
And that's what I thought was going to be the fuckery in that section of their time travel. I thought Loki was going to start fucking around now.
I also really like the Captain America Hail Hydra.
That was neat.
That was because you thought they were going to have the scene again,
yeah.
And then it was just like, no, just give it to me. And they're like, oh no, Hail Hydra. I was like, oh sweet, but I can't stress enough how, like, I had complaints about the movie. I do say that Infinity War was a better movie,
way better,
but. And like they managed the characters better, I think was the biggest, and they paced the movie better.
There was a lot of them that didn't get any payoff.
That's true.
Like poor Drax, and like we didn't really get any payoff with Quill or like. But this is the thing, right?
Yeah.
This is what I've been struggling with as I think about the movie, like nonstop.
Yeah.
And like I think everybody was like that after they saw it, because it's what you get versus what you want.
Absolutely.
And I understand that. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm like struggling. But there was great moments when Captain America got Mjolnir. Oh man, and he was whooping ass and spinning. I was like, holy!
I did
shit.
not see that coming for a mile, and I was just like, it went, and I'm sitting there, and I thought it was going to be Valkyrie. To be honest with you, I thought it was going to be Valkyrie.
Yeah,
because that made the most sense to me, because Valkyrie becomes Thor.
And Thor dug it too.
And
I knew it.
And I was like, yeah. And I love that scene where they're throwing them back and forth, and they're going, and he's got the one. And he's like, no, I want that one. give me that.
I have a feeling these guys know what they're doing. The directors.
Yeah.
They gave the big moments to Tony Stark and to Captain America because they're gone now.
Yes.
It was like their send up, their swan song. We're gonna get a Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
She maybe not dead.
Yeah.
Probably
She's either not dead or it's a prequel.
Something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get Black Panther. Because I was like, "Where's the Wakandans that are
yeah,
still
it's
alive?"
every,
I was like,
and you're
"Where's
100
everybody?"
and Guardians, like you're 100% right. Doctor Strange,
like and the Hulk will still get. I just feel
he'll
robbed
show
of
up
some
some.
moments.
I
But that's life.
I agree with you on the Hulk thing. I didn't realize until you made that point. I didn't realize that I was missing that.
Yeah.
But we talked about like the beginning pace. I remember like the first maybe 25 minutes or so. I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm really disappointed. Then I looked and I'm like, oh, there's like almost 3 hours of movie left. So I was like, okay, so I just didn't really know. And then I looked at the watch and I'm like, oh crap, there's tons of time still. So I was overall very happy. The only change I would have made
Shield
is what I would have done is not seeing Captain America as an old man.
But then he can't say goodbye to Bucky. He has to say goodbye to both.
But see, to me, that it was the scene from Good Will Hunting. It's that kind of like, what would make me really happy is to look and see that you're not there.
Right.
It is like that kind of thing. And then for both of them to just be like, to just be sitting there and maybe have a, like they're sitting there and they're waiting and they're like, I don't understand what happened. Then they look over and then there's just a bag by a tree and they go over to the tree and they open it and it's the shield and it says for Sam.
Right.
And then up you see that in the tree there's a carving of like SR plus PC for Peggy Carter.
Right.
And I was like, so then you know what he did. And then you could cut back to that scene where it's him and her
Bucky's
dancing.
Jealous?
No,
I don't think he is either.
No, I think he's happy for him because he knows what he's gone through.
Cool.
Right?
I'm happy for his Falcon's upgrade. He's gonna have to do something though because he doesn't have the super serum in him, right? He's not.
Yeah. Well, I think
super soldier.
I think that it's going to be in a manner like in the comics he does become Captain America.
Yes.
So does Bucky. Two different timeline things, but whatever. Yeah. So it was like they were free to.
I dig that.
Yeah, but I liked that they went with Sam only because he has been like they had problems with getting Bucky back and stuff, but Sam just he's like, I'm all in with you, whatever. I'm by your side, even when I didn't have to be, and I'm in no position comparatively to you and these other guys to be like getting into this fray, but I'm doing it. And so I was like, I could see why Captain America would choose him. I didn't even mind the old man scene. I just think that it would have been better left unseen or better to assume that he'd already died by that point. I think
Chris Evans played an old man well.
Yeah. He's a good actor.
I was like, oh, he's doing really well. I didn't, a lot of people, out of all the gripes I had with the movie, man, that's actually not one of them.
It's not,
which is weird. I was like, oh, nice moment.
And to me, it was a nice moment.
Everybody else is like, they gotta fucking this scene.
I know.
What the fuck? Like, does it fuck with the timeline or something?
No. It was. I don't have any logical problem or whatever. I just think from a storytelling. I just think from a storytelling standpoint, I like my version better. That's all there was to it. It was just like, it'd be nice because they'd have that moment, they'd have that little nod, they'd understand, and then it would go back and then you'd see Captain America have his happy ending. We don't have to see that, oh yeah, by the way, because she also died, so it's like, oh, now we have to know that she became a widow or that he became a widow and all this stuff. It was nice to see the wedding ring on his hand too. They made a little point to show that off. Really loved Nebula as a star in this one.
So they could do another Captain America movie eventually. It would just be during his new with Peggy.
Theoretically.
Yeah, they could be like, hey, you want to come back and do a one-off like of you back in time? Okay, anyways, we'll go back to Nebula. Nebula was great.
She was fantastic.
She was totally awesome in it.
I was so many things, and then and then
that other bitch Nebula.
Yeah, well, it was cool because
her chrome dome.
She must have been really excited because she got to play so much in the thing because she was good guy then bad guy then good guy.
I saw a breakdown of like the screen time and she did well.
She did she was in
38 minutes or 41 minutes or something.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Tony Stark made like a bazillion dollars off this fucking movie.
Of course he did.
I think Infinity War he made 75 million. Mm-hmm. Like, holy shit. Yeah.
And
back the right pony, eh?
Oh my god. And that's the thing. And there's two reasons I love, honestly, my love for Robert Downey Jr. is what carries over into my love for Tony Stark, I believe. And I believe is because the two people are kind of one and the same.
It's like the same guy.
But even still, like I was watching an interview with him and it was kind of like, what was your favorite moment in your Marvel Universe journey. He's like, I haven't had a single moment that hasn't been amazing.
Yeah,
He's like, this is all so crazy, and I'm
Yep.
and still so grateful for it. And I just posted a video recently.
would be too.
I posted
The
that
worst
video,
thing you could do is look like a prick after we gave you all this money.
but he easily could have been like without outright saying something like,
Right.
"Oh, this wouldn't have been anything without me." You can tell.
Yeah.
You can always tell where it's just like he would say something very, what's the word, like very cliche or something like that, and you're like, oh, he's just blowing this.
He
off,
looked
right?
like he did a lot. Like he looked like he was fucked up in the beginning of the movie.
Oh, I think they CG.
Oh, okay, that's why I thought I was like,
shrunk him.
whoa! Like I was like, he went all Christian Bale
yeah.
on this shit.
But he, but yeah,
15 million per rib, motherfucker.
but then he, what else too?
Probably more than that.
Well, I was
15
talking about
mil.
like the work he was doing with kids too, like Robert Downey Jr., where he showed up as Tony Stark for that amputee kid and gave him an Iron Man.
Oh, that is so cool!
Cried my fucking eyes out. So I posted that recently, and I just like I put that.
He was
with
in the
that,
Iron Man suit.
Well, he was as just Tony Stark. He was playing Tony Stark in front of the kid, and he's like, yeah. So so he's like, my friend over here at whatever tech, he's got you set up with this, and it was a flat out Iron Man arm, and it was a bionic, so he can move his hand and stuff.
Oh man!
And so this kid's got it now, and then he went out of his way to praise the guy who made the arm, and I'm just like, good dude. And I mean, he went through some shit of not being a good dude back in his early days and stuff
sure
like that.
did.
And they gave, I remember back then, how many times did we say, how many chances are they going to give this guy?
God.
And then they gave him one last chance and it fucking paid off.
I think he was kind of cleaned up a little bit though in his last, you know, pardon me, in the last one there.
Yeah. But
But still, it's still a gamble.
but
I
I was
like, he's been
happy-
cleaned up for a
yeah.
while. He's still.
yeah. And I mean, there was no way they were going to do anything but end it with who they began it with.
Right.
So I was like, it was obvious to me that he was going to be
The one.
the person.
The
I knew he was
MVP,
going to die.
Every fucking. Who are they going to make the MVP now? Like, oh my God. Every fucking movie. He flies through the hole.
Yeah.
He snaps his finger. Oh, the Hulk got to snap his fingers too, though.
Yeah. The Hulk brought everybody, which was an awesome moment too. Like they played that moment perfectly because you didn't have time to go and celebrate that everybody was back. So you had that moment of the phone, and you had that moment with Paul Rudd and looking and just seeing like wildlife,
Right.
And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 war's starting now. And I was like, whoa,
that was like sweet. Yeah, it was like half an hour. I guess it
was.
just felt like it
long.
was short because I'm like a whore, like an action whore.
I know. But well,
like
but also it was a lot of movie then that happened.
Shove
But
it right in my action hole, baby.
I want to hear comments about this. Did anybody else think that after Captain America said Avengers Assemble that the movie was going to end without a battle?
Oh,
I
dude,
100%
when they started running
Yeah.
towards each other, like all
Yeah.
lined up, I was like, "Is this the end of the movie?"
Honest
I'm
to
not
God,
even joking. Same thing. I thought, but yeah, everybody. I was like, "No, they're not gonna end it this way."
I was getting ready to literally stand up and march out because I was going
Just
to be
like the heroes.
Well, no, I was just so mad. I'm like, they're seriously going to end like this? It's just like, let's just assume that they won. And I'm like,
There's
fuck
a third
you.
one after that.
Well, no,
Disney Plus. It's 15 minutes.
I know, but I was just
dude. Imagine that's what they did to get you. I need another Pepsi. And another line. Let's crush up some more of those pills you gave me.
Yes.
I'm constipated.
He won't be when I'm done with him.
You know, okay, if this was the 80s,
Yes.
this movie would have had like some kind of snap-related movie song.
Yeah.
Like, everybody snap and snap, snap.
Da-na-na,
And
snap.
then you'd see, like, in the video, like, Tony Stark snaps, and then...
I know.
You know?
And it's just like, but I like that. I actually
Like a
I liked
song
the
by-
look of his gauntlet, like as his Iron Man armor took on the
Yes.
stones. That looked
I didn't
good.
know with Hulk
I liked
2,
that moment.
where it, like, it started opening, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. It's like,
Yeah.
OJ. I was like, you're not
Yeah.
putting your hand in this glove,
Well, and
OJ.
that was something you mentioned too. We had talked because you were talking about how
Fucking
Tony Stark gets
nanobites.
you were talking about how Tony Stark gets the
MVP.
funeral,
Oh.
but
Oh, yeah, and then
she
Black
didn't.
Widow didn't.
But then I was like, you have to assume that a good chunk of time had passed because they had an Infinity Gauntlet all of a sudden. It wasn't. I don't believe they brought the one back with them from Thanos, so they had to get an Infinity Gauntlet
Right.
or make one. And so it was like I was like time had passed, and like when they were all just sitting there and just kind of like remembering, that wasn't. I don't think that was her funeral. I think that was just them like what do we do now type
Chilling.
thing while they're waiting and whatever. So it was like it was a passage of time thing that wasn't maybe communicated as well, but I think that she was given her due. They gave her due, just you didn't see it. One thing we did talk about, or I think I mentioned it to you, when you go through all the people who are at Tony Stark's funeral and there's just one random kid who's behind the thing.
Yes.
I thought when we were going backwards, I thought it was Quicksilver, and I thought that the reverse snap did something or whatever, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Noticed him, yeah.
But then it got closer. I realized it wasn't him, and it also looked more like the wrong Quicksilver. It looked more like the X-Men Quicksilver.
Right.
But then
he goes so fast, he's in the wrong fucking movie universe.
that would be fucking amazing. Well, now they own both. Maybe they just picked their favorite. They were just like, we like him a little bit better. Sorry, other guy from Kick-Ass. But the other interesting thing was, this guy who was, you're like, oh, who's that? And you don't recognize him because it's been so long. He was the kid from Iron Man 3.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So, and I was like, that's a cool little moment because he would have meant something to him, right?
And the kid that was helping him out through the whole movie. That was a nice little moment, actually. Yeah.
Had a little moment too with the daughter.
I don't know who the fuck this is. Some kid, I guess.
Yeah,
whatever.
had a little moment with the daughter too when she was just sitting there and all sad. And Happy said he was going to take care of her.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
his
too many.
Mom's not. His mom's a part of the Avengers now, so now Happy's got to adopt her because she's too busy.
Yeah. Well, it was just it's their own thing, but it was I don't know. There's too many moments to talk about. Overall, thoroughly enjoyed the movie.
Iron Man. I was
What's
like,
that?
Titty Iron Man.
Titty
and I
Iron
was like, oh, it's Gwyneth. That was good for you, girl.
You know what's funny
The
too?
suit on.
I didn't even.
The laser sort of shot from her nipples.
Yeah.
Would that have set the movement back?
A little bit.
What?
A little bit. I would have had this movie been made in the 80s, there's no way that wouldn't have
The
happened.
beam of life. It shoots out from her vag area.
Oh, I picture how much racist shit would have happened if this movie was made in the 80s. Picture what happened in Revenge of the Nerds, and that was just like a jokey comedy. And now picture what they're gonna do with a movie with all these like stereotypical like Asian characters and all these things. Just Fu Manchu beards.
Well, now it's like, there's lots. Yeah.
Yeah.
They killed all the white people.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
all like, now it's going to be black people, gays, and chicks.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
I'm fine.
I have no problem with that.
Do you have a favorite
I was going to say
cameo?
who's going to be the new team. I'll answer your question though.
Okay.
My favorite cameo?
Yeah. So like of the people who weren't like, say the people who weren't in Infinity War, who was your favorite person to just show up and you're like, oh, hey, they're here.
Oh, yeah.
I think mine was the Ancient.
Oh, I think that was probably mine too.
Yeah.
I thought their conversation was neat.
And I
liked that scene,
and it
actually.
mattered, and it also it gave you again the Back to the Future 2 explanation of time.
I dug that.
Is what happens when you do this is you don't change time, you just make a bunch of different.
I also like that Hot Tub Time Machine got a shout out in the biggest movie of all time. Like I think that's a win for Hot Tub Time Machine.
Oh,
man.
absolutely.
Like so bad.
John Cusack is the new winner, but just it was.
So what? Ronan just needed a hug.
Yeah, I
Not
liked
the accuser. I mean, like Hawkeye.
Yeah, no, I
Guy's
know.
been murdering Japanese people for 5 years hard, just like on a murder spree.
Yeah.
Black Widow shows up, holds his hand. 5 minutes later, he's back to his jokey old self.
Yeah,
I was like, wow. I don't think he knew what movie he was in.
No, I know.
He was just like at all times, he just seemed like he just could care.
I like that they gave him more stuff though.
I did it too. I did
Because,
it.
like,
I liked that scene of him running with the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Through the sewers and all the dudes were after him. I was like,
Yeah.
neat.
That was cool, and then it was just they gave different people a lot to do, but like you said, it was at the cost of other people. But it was one of those things because it was the reverse snap that brought all those people back. It's like you can't fit them all in now. They're all going to get them.
Get snapped.
They're all getting a shot.
I also thought instead of like this relay
Yeah.
that they kind of did with Spider-Man and the Black Panther, and then. You know, I thought it would have been more of like, oh, we'll go over here, and then here's like Drax and somebody fighting together, and then and we got, you know, it was nice to see they did what they could, I guess.
Yeah.
With the time, because the movie's already at 3 hours.
Yeah.
$400 billion. But you got to see Groot, and it was nice to see baby, you know, adolescent Groot and Rocket be fighting, and
Yeah.
you know, I did like the as Guardians of the Galaxy. I hope that's volume 3.
Oh my
I
God,
hope that it says Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians is crossed out and it says as Guardians.
That would be amazing. I don't know what their plans with him are,
If
because I
that-
don't think he's doing it.
If that was the plan, he's just said that he'll do Thor for the rest of his life.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh God, I hope that's true, because he was fucking amazing.
He was great in that movie.
He really
was the best part of it. That scene where they went in there and he was like, "Don't you mention Thor's name?" And he was like, I was like, "Oh," I was like, "He's fucked up."
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Hey, stop crying, fatty." And then they like do this frat boy high five. We're like Rhodey and Iron Man are like,
I know.
"We're gonna pour hot cheese whiz in his balls, Slater." You're like, wow.
He becomes Vincent D'Onofrio in Full Metal Jacket. Okay, so you asked the question who the team.
Yeah, the new team is gonna be okay. So Captain Marvel.
Yeah, she's essentially the
Panther.
leader of the.
In the cartoon, Black Panther was their like leader.
Earth leader.
No, Black Panther I think was their leader, but when it came to rumbling, she was like the military leader.
And I think that would probably make sense because she's going to leave again.
Yeah.
Right? She's like, I'm
so
not here anymore.
Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Professor Hulk, Thor's gone with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So we got Hawkeye, Ant-Man,
Captain America.
the new Captain America, Bucky.
Yeah.
That's it, I guess.
Scarlet Witch. Did you say?
Oh, Scarlet Witch.
Potentially. Oh, and Vision's coming back in some way, shape, or form because Scarlet Witch and Vision are having a show.
Yes.
Now, in the thing, when he gets killed or whatever, he comes back as Gray Vision. Like, he turned into Gray Vision when he got the thing pulled out of him.
Right.
So there is a theoretical possibility that he'll come back as maybe that or something. I don't know.
Well, he's like a program.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Well, they'll...
Let's reboot the thing.
They'll sort that out, no doubt.
I hope when they turn them on, you can hear Ultron back there.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, like
Just
Ultron's
play a couple
been
of
kicking
old-
around back there forever.
Yeah. Which is
Talking to him or
essentially what the
something. Yeah,
case.
right?
That would be really interesting.
Fucking A, why did they let me write
Well,
this
you could
shit?
just get Shuri to get her suit. Shuri could suit like
Exactly.
Jenny,
There you go. See, we should have saw her too. I was really hoping
You
for
did get
her.
a little bit of her in
Like
the
at the
all
end.
girl.
At the end,
Yes.
yeah.
But again, she was part of the snap.
Some of them weren't though. Some of the Wakandans.
Only
We never got to see them.
only Denai Guerrero.
I wanted to see what happened to Wakanda after.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have another Black Panther movie, so that could explain that.
Did it not blow your mind though at the beginning? Because I mean, I thought that the time had passed already, and then they go to Thanos, and then like it legit shocked me when they killed Thanos. I was like, whoa,
me too.
shit.
Me too.
And then, but we had heard
yeah.
rumors that maybe he wasn't the bad guy and this sort of thing. So I'm like, okay, well, what's going to happen? And then the 5 years later happened, and then that's when everything got even darker. You'd think they would have created some sort of order. I don't know why there was still trash in the streets 5 years later, but
Oh, here's another thing. Spider-Man.
Yes.
So at the end, Spider-Man goes back to school.
yes,
So
yeah, 5 years.
where's the timeline? So would all the kids who didn't get taken away with the snap, they would have graduated and they're gone, and the kids who came back from the snap just go right back the next day? Like,
That
what
would
are we
be
doing? I guess I was trapped a portal.
Again,
I'm
I'm
not feeling worse for wear. I guess I'll go to school tomorrow.
Well, I'm again guessing that a passage of time has occurred.
Right,
It's
and
probably
then-
been a couple months.
but then it would just be the kids
yeah,
that came back from the snap.
I guess. And then
The same
whoever's
school.
well, and whoever's that age now.
I see a lot of
Yeah.
logistical problems.
Really
with that
liked.
whole thing. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I know.
What? Like,
Really liked the moment between older Scott Lang's daughter, like Ant-Man's daughter. Now that she's older, like
Oh, that was
was
nice. I really liked Ant-Man in the movie a lot.
he was.
I know
he
it
was
just him because they said, when does the Ant-Man ever rescue the Hulk? But he did really good. I love that scene too in the last battle where you just see his foot come down and
Yeah.
smush a guy.
Yeah,
I was like, that was so cool.
it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
There was a lot of ups, a lot of downs. 3 hours.
I don't think I didn't have as many downs personally for me. I had kind of a slow rise
Like
at
I
the
said, you
beginning.
never know.
and then-
I might watch it again and be like, okay, like it's resonating more with me or something.
Yeah.
You know what movie I felt like that when I walked out of the theater?
What's that?
Was Terminator 2.
Really,
And Terminator 2 ended up being my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I'd seen. I was just like,
love-
what am I feeling right now?
it's quite a ride for me though watching you go through some of these sometimes because I've seen you come out of movies and say that's one of the best movies I've ever seen, and then by the time you got home, you're
Yep.
like, I hated that
Yep.
movie.
Yep. I know.
It's
It's
like-
it happens.
Like you
And a
did that
range
with
of
the you
emotions.
did that with the Matrix Reloaded,
Yes.
and I
Was that
remember
the second one.
second one.
The action was really good in it.
Yeah,
though.
you were like that movie was awesome. That movie was awesome. Then you got back, you're like that movie was
I
bullshit.
know, because I start thinking, right? It's like
I know.
I'm thinking, your first impression, and then that's like I said, you can't don't. We'll have to do another ridiculously long Avengers Endgame 2
Yeah.
because the movie's 45 hours. You know,
Well, what's going to happen? We're not done with the MCU commentaries. We're just caught up.
yeah.
And so when
gotta let a
Captain
couple
Marvel
more go
comes
by.
out, Well, when Captain Marvel comes out on Blu-ray, we'll do Captain Marvel.
Oh,
That'll be a
God.
while down.
Yeah.
And then when
Not
and
this
then
day
when
and age. It'll be out tomorrow.
maybe. And then when Endgame
And it's still in the theaters, so I continue.
yeah, and then when Endgame comes out, we'll do Endgame. And then we'll just let them come naturally now. It's just
We won't force it down. I feel like I got gang raped by the entire Marvel universe.
I was hoping that was going to be the case.
Like, oh my God.
I will tell you what I did for that movie though. I had to work. I had to wake up for work at 4:00 in the morning on Friday.
Sakes.
And I did not want to miss going on the first day. And I didn't really want to use a vacation day, which was an easy do, by the way. I could have just said, hey, can I have Friday off? No problem. I have vacation days. That's what they're for. And I was like, no.
You battled, man. You earned it.
I did earn it. I took a 1.5 hour nap. And then I went to the 10:55 p.m. showing of Avengers Endgame, which put me home at roughly 2:30 by the time we got out of the movies, got home and all that stuff. And then I was like, oh, I have to be up at 4 for work. So I'm going to just lay my head down on my pillow. And then my eyes just open. Check the watch. No, not time to get up yet. Check the watch. Nope, not time to get up yet.
I fucking hate it. I just get up.
Check the watch. And then I was like, might as well just get up because this ain't working.
Just get up and do something.
So I just got up and started doing some shit. And it was
I was
a nightmare.
You went around on the meter. And when you were like, then you ruined it.
Yeah,
You went all the way through sleepy time into awake mode.
Yeah, but only by a bit. It's like that thing where you have to shit so bad, and then when you finally get somewhere to shit, you're like, I don't have to go anymore.
And you're on a timer.
Where did it go?
And somebody's like, you're on a timer. You got 10 minutes. Oh, yeah, well, fuck. I was just shit here or never shit again.
So, anyways, that's that. I think we can leave that at that because we got more shit.
Then when you sit and you can't shit, you get an old knife, like a butter knife. Like when you're getting ketchup out of that old glass bottle, fucking just jam it up in there. You got to break it up.
I do like that.
You got to break up the bergs.
Couple of little news pieces I wanted to get into. A fairly old movie, but hasn't really gotten a lot of actual airtime. Netflix is releasing it on May the 5th. It's called Death House. And it's been basically, I know I pronounced that really weird, didn't I? It's basically the Expendables of horror movies.
Yeah.
It stars like Kane Hodder, Tony Todd, Lloyd Kaufman,
It's on
Dee
Netflix?
Wallace. It's coming on Netflix.
Oh my God.
May 5th.
I'll be
It's
coming.
actually from 2017.
Those are the best ones.
And it's just like one of those crazy.
Who directed it?
I don't know who directed. Gunnar Hansen's in it. Adrian Barbeau's in it. Like so many.
I have a feeling
people.
that for no reason at all, because I've never heard of this, but now I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I'll bet it's the guy that directed Victor Crowley with Hatchet.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know why that movie just screams the guy from Hatchet for some
It does.
reason.
It actually does. The what else?
No one dies.
A lot of people
be so
too.
disappointed that it's called Death House.
Yeah, the older man from House of a Thousand Corpses, Sid Haig.
Sid Haig
is in it. The guy from Hills Have Eyes. Like it's
that guy's dead.
No, it's the other guy. Like the guy, I think the remake guy. He's all fucking fucked up. You'll know him to see him. So, anyways, they're all in that. I just wanted to bring that up just because it sounded like a fun movie.
Okay,
it just sounded like something fun. It sounded like something else. And then just again because we're struggling hard to get out of the Marvel universe, Marvel announced they're going to have a Ghost Rider TV show for Hulu.
Starring Nicolas Cage?
No, not starring Nicolas Cage.
On.
Now, here's the weird thing. Now, I read this, and I have a hard time believing what they're trying to tell me. Gabriel Luna is going to play Robbie Reyes, the Latino Ghost Rider.
But Latino Ghost Rider?
Yeah, and he was actually on... Robbie Reyes was... What?
Like he's a flaming skull.
He goes, oh, no, no. Well, no, but he's a person for some time. He's not always the skull, right? He's like, vatos. And his Ghost Rider car's on fucking...
Oh, that'd be fucking badass.
It's got the little balls hanging all around it. And when he honks,
the big rim.
You know, all the 80s shit.
Exactly.
But no, he was
chains and hot taco sauce.
But interesting, Gabriel Luna, who they cast to play him for the Hulu show.
Who's he in? What's he?
I don't know. No, you're thinking
is he
Diego.
The Mandalorian?
No, you're thinking Diego Luna.
You're right. You're right. You're exactly
there
right.
You go. But Gabriel Luna played Robbie Reyes / Ghost Rider in Agents of Shield for a whole season. But here's what they're saying now. So he's doing this. He's playing Ghost Rider again. He's playing Robbie Reyes. He's doing all this. But they're like, oh, no, it's not connected to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm like, so you just cast the same guy to play the same part in the same universe?
They liked him.
So I feel like
maybe they're trying to make like him the character.
I think what they're trying to do is say don't expect characters from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to show up, I think. But like it's still like they connect their universe, so it's not like fucking DC where they're like the TV shows don't even matter, and then it's like and then you make the
started on the cartoons,
and then they make the movies, and they're like the movies don't even matter.
Does anything really matter?
This Joker's not even the Joker. He doesn't even know who Batman is. Yeah. Anyway, so I just thought that again that was weird news. It wasn't a ton because everything has been.
It's all Avengers.
All Avengers, right?
Nothing matters.
But
Game of Thrones happened. Some people died in a big battle.
I think I found a way to force you to watch Game of Thrones against your will.
Oh my god! There's like so many seasons.
Yeah, but it's not that
many
episodes.
Know it. You said that was Friends.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Matthew Perry's in both of them. He's the Night King. But
Phoebe's pissed. She's breathing fire again.
Could I be any more of a White Walker? that's the whole deal. You get you get it because it's Friends. But I'm so sorry.
Jimmy.
No, but we've got our big interesting thing now. Today is May 3rd, but tomorrow's May the 4th. And what do we always do on May the 4th?
Cry in bed?
That's what you do. Oh. I'm watching Star Wars, and I want you guys to watch Star Wars with me as always. Every year we do our thing, so we're not waiting till next week to give you a movie. We're giving you one tomorrow, God damn it.
Yeah!
And there's only one way to do that, and that is for us to play Return of the Jedi. Let's hear the trailer.
I thought you were just going to play. I was like, what?
Let's press play.
So we just saw it.
I know.
Return for the climactic clash between the forces of good and evil. Return to a galaxy far, far away. Return of the Jedi. The next chapter in the continuing Star Wars saga. The battle for freedom rages on. The heart of a hero. The courage of a rebel. The strength of a leader. The loyalty of comrades. The power of the Force. The cunning of the enemy. A destiny revealed.
Is Darth Vader my father?
A legend fulfilled. An epic of heroes, villains, and aliens from 1,000 worlds. It's a trap! The quest continues. The circle closes. The saga lives on. Return of the Jedi. Coming to a selected theater in your galaxy.
And there we go. So we're doing it again.
Coming to one selected theater.
That was just
what a lucky group of people that must have been.
Do you remember? That was my phone continuing to play. Yeah.
Oh,
but do you remember in when we were going up north together, it was when Independence Day came out. It said only in theaters July the 4th. So we were like telling Todd's aunt and uncle, we're like, we have to go see it today. It's only in theaters today. We were so dumb and we didn't get it. Oh, I haven't come back out of there.
When you think about it, only in theaters this day, we were like, huh?
Yeah, it seemed really.
We've seen movies before. For some reason, that line on that particular movie was.
I never caught that before.
Yeah,
it was so weird.
We were paying attention for the first time ever.
So we just heard a Star Wars trailer. And we, of course, we haven't been doing these episodes since the last Star Wars trailer came out. Holy shit.
That fucking trailer kicked ass.
Yes.
Ass kicking.
It was like, and every moment of it was perfect. You get the little surprises. Hey, Billy D's back. You get the awesome, cool backflip lightsaber-y thing that Rey does. So that must be, again, another passage of time thing.
All
probably.
the Jedis are inside you now. Shut up in there, everybody. Shut up. I can't even have a lightsaber battle with this fucking dork over here.
Yeah, this was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Me Too hasn't happened yet. We're all inside you. So, and there's a lot of theories about the whole rise of Skywalker, what that means. Does that mean that she is a Skywalker? Does that mean, I think the most prevailing theory I've heard is that Skywalker, like, there aren't going to be Jedi anymore. It's going to be the Order of Skywalker, and that's going to be the new thing.
That's like a tax thing. They're tired of paying Jedi tax. So like, we just call it,
we're just going to rename, rebrand.
Up.
Yeah.
New name.
But so much interest in the Emperor's laugh at the end. What does that mean?
Do you think J.J. Abrams, because like he had to write a movie after Buddy, like I don't think they were like in cahoots about what was going to happen.
I think that there were parts that had like, there were beats.
Right.
But there was definitely not a whole beginning to end.
Because do you think that was like fan service of like no one ever really dies, huh? They're still alive, everybody.
They're all here.
The books are still there too, somewhere.
Well, what still kills me is like, and then after, there's information that we talk about in the episode with Return of the Jedi. Is there were characters they meant to bring back from the dead and stuff like that. So
information.
Yeah. Check it out tomorrow. It's not a long wait.
Well, it is.
For you.
Stay up all night.
Could be for fucking ever.
Raging. Raging.
But I mean, I think this is a good enough place to leave you guys. So just let's go over the schedule again. Today you're listening to this.
Tomorrow, foosball.
Tomorrow, catch your foosball. But then put on Return of the Jedi. Listen to it with some miscast commentary. You've watched like every May the 4th. You guys, because you're all exactly like me.
Saturday, you go see your sponsor.
Yeah.
Because that's when it all really hits home, Saturday. and then what?
And then, so watch Return of the Jedi with us on Saturday. And then the following Friday, we're back with it.
It's 10:30. I was going to say it, but it's like way too early.
The following Friday, we are back with we're back with another Coming Attractions episode, and we're gonna get into the official groove of everything again. Was bringing you back into, Coming Attractions movie.
Oh, I'm so happy.
I know.
I like the Coming Attractions. I know. MCU universe. I told you it was like being raped.
Because we can be.
It's like being train raped.
See, I know what you mean, but I was hearing it in my brain as like they were training you to be raped, like you were learning how to properly be raped. Yeah. So you got great at it.
You call that being raped?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Watch this one get raped. Thank you, sir. But that's what I'm at. But yeah, anyways, and another thing, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how scheduling and stuff works. But maybe if we're lucky, maybe we can squeeze this in as a live YouTube thing next week. And then we'll also still come out as the podcast. So yeah, I mean, I think that's it. Check us out, miscastcommentary.com. I already said the website's updated. Email us, podcast at miscastcommentary.com. Catch me on at JK Finley on Twitter.
It's not there, but it could be.
It could be. It's and then Twitter and Instagram at JK Finley. Todd's on Twitter at Miscast Todd. Again, phone us 289-769-3288. Phone, text, do whatever.
Because we get faxes?
I promised you.
I love some ass titty faxes.
Faxes
your ass.
There will be no faxes because you can send those directly to that number though, if you text it.
If anybody faxes us your ass, I will give you a free t-shirt.
Yeah.
Free t-shirt for ass.
And by free t-shirt, it means a t-shirt we have to pay for, but he'll do it.
Yeah, I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
I'll make him.
Oh, son of a bitch. Always happens.
Force him. Strong arm your
fucking ass. See, I told you I'm really good at getting raped. I'm so good at it. So anyways, guys, we will see you not next week, but tomorrow. May the 4th be with you. But right now, May the 3rd just fucking drag on till tomorrow, I guess.
You can't rape the willing.
All right. Until then, we will see you later.
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer, Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast Media production.